Please stand for the national anthem.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, save us that star-spangled banner, for the land of the free and the home of the
You may be seated.
Do we sit? Nope, we don't sit. Welcome to the commencement ceremony for Mount Clemens High School's class of 2019. I am Adriana Allen, here with Elijah Brown, and we are your masters of ceremony for the day.
At this time, we will receive Detasia Bennett come present her reflection.
Good afternoon. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Detasia Bennett. Throughout my 4 years of high school, I've learned that some days teach you patience and other days will test it. During my freshman year, I was young and turned, having way too much fun to the point where I was often suspended. I lost a close family member, so I really lost focus. Sophomore year, I realized it was time to grow up and focus. I started joining leadership programs, joined the cheerleader team, and participated in many after-school activities. My junior year is the year I knew I had to start figuring out what I wanted to do in my life. But it's hard to stay focused when there's other teenage stuff going on, like parties, kickbacks, games, and really just the fun. So I got sidetracked and didn't get started ready for my life. My senior year has been the year I was waiting for, but still at this time, I didn't apply to any colleges or scholarships. I was all about senior year in the beginning, but towards the end, I got some really bad senioritis and started missing out on a lot of senior events. So I started going to school, filling out scholarships, and applying to colleges. It was very last minute of me. I started receiving emails and going on college trips. Two schools that I really looked into were Eastern Michigan University and Ferris State University, both which accepted me. The pick was hard, but I chose Ferris State, which I will be attending in fall of 2019. High school has taught me a lot. It's taught me to be ready to walk through the storm by myself because the wind is going to blow everybody else in a different direction. High school is something to remember. It's somewhere where you learn from your mistakes. I want to thank all the teachers and staff that helped me on my way, especially Ms. Martin, who has been down with me since my first day of high school. I can't thank you all enough. High school has filled us with a lot of stress and memories, so all of the graduates have something to prove today. A diploma means a lot. It's something to show off and let everyone know who doubted you or couldn't be here with you today know that you did it. If I could do high school all over, I would, and I wouldn't change a thing.
Thank you, Saja. Please help me welcome to the stage our class valedictorian. He will be attending Oakland University in the fall and has received approximately $100,000 in scholarship money. Please welcome Dante Walker as he comes to give his valedictorian speech.
Welcome, parents, family, and friends, to the Mount Clemens High School Class of 2019 Commencement Ceremony. Fellow graduates, it has been a treacherous 4 years as we look back at all the memories we have all made together. We are like a close-knit family who may butt heads at times, but come together later on for a great cause. Many of us have been going to school together since elementary school, and we have evolved over time. While in the 8th grade, I was told not to come to Mount Clemens, but I sincerely am thankful that I can say that I am a graduate of Mount Clemens High School. It has been a great 4 years that we will cherish for a very long time. A long 4 years of having fun and enjoying the time spent together, whether it was during our pep rallies, senior outings to Dave & Buster's, Cedar Point trips, and involvement in homecoming and prom festivities. As I thought long and hard about writing this speech, I asked myself, what would we, the class of 2019, be remembered by? This school year alone, we were in conjunction with other students representing a class that does not hold back their opinion when we feel something is wrong. We were able to express our feelings this school year during school board meetings and during a protest for our former principal, Mr. Gibson, in mere hours after a decision was made. A wise physicist named Albert Einstein once said, "If I were to remain silent, I'd be guilty of complicity." The Oxford Dictionary defines complicity as the fact or condition of being involved with others in an activity that is unlawful or morally wrong. This situation was one that was very close to the hearts of us all. Mr. Gibson was a man of great conviction and overall class act as principal. He was the authoritative figure who was able to relate to our situations in the biggest capacity. From the start of our freshman year, his authoritative nurture was able to guide us to a place of renowned school spirit. These 4 years have been the best time being involved with activities like Quiz Bowl, Teens Talking Truth, Real Talk, facilitating in middle school prep tournaments, and others. Our mission may have been to see a change in direction of vote by the school board, but even though that did not happen, unfortunately, we still created great change in telling adults who have an influence on our education to listen to us more in key decisions in our education. We all could not have made it to this moment without the help of our administrative assistants, parapros, Mr. Gibson, and our teachers who are our biggest headaches, but also our biggest pushes for success. Mr. Bates, who couldn't make it today, has an ancient man mentality with stories for every situation, and I mean every situation. Not gonna lie, I'm still upset about the B pluses in US history and world history, but it taught me something, to never second guess my first answer. I've also learned not from experience to never fall asleep or he will hit the famous wooden stick on your desk. He thought he was Thor for the moment, but we let him have his moment. Miss Nickel, I will never forget how you made it easy not to hate chemistry with the exciting labs prepared every day. Mrs. Lukachev, I remember having the best times, not having to work as hard on essays that were good topics until I took Mr. Subject's AP class, where he calls everyone dinguses. Next, we have Miss Smith, who can never remember what I tell her. I could say I'm going to Oakland University in the fall, and she would ask me the next day, where are you going to school? Miss Martin, the one who gave me the nickname Number One. She spoke it into existence. Well, you guys, it happened. Miss Simmons, sorry to break it to you, but I studied somewhat in Spanish. Not gonna lie, it was pounding into my brain. No need to study, am I right? So, Aries, somos soy son. The one and only Miss Lewis. The one and only Miss Lewis, who has many, many jobs, including, in Miss Lewis' words, our biggest bully for the school year. I would like to thank Ms. Lewis for being a mentor to me in the teaching realm of education. Thank you. This school year has furthermore inspired my desire to teach in the area of mathematics and political science. This school year specifically has been a year that showed an upturn in my desire to teach secondary education. Not gonna lie, I'm gonna miss being able to positively affect the education of the middle school students who I had the pleasure of getting to know and mentor beyond the classroom spectrum. Former First Lady Michelle Obama once said, "Be the flame of the faith, that torch of truth to guide our young people toward a better future for themselves and this country." My overall goal in life is to inspire and mentor the younger generation that in life, you only take what you give in and to never fall and not get back up. Fellow graduates, as we look to our future endeavors, remember to not only give your best to whatever you aspire to go into, but to continue to be you, a better you. We have went through a lot these 4 years, including homework, tests, quizzes, and the pressure of the SAT, and preparing for college and applying for scholarships, which the staff of Mount Clemens helped us with. We couldn't have made it without each other and our teachers, banding together to make sure we were all on a path to success. Congratulations and continue to be great. This is a celebratory moment, and good luck to you all, class of 2019. Thank you.
Please help me welcome the class of 2019 salutatorian Nakaya Shaw as she presents our keynote speaker.
Christopher Scott, founder of Reach to Teach National, an organization that provides motivational services for youth throughout the country, has spent 15 years motivating and inspiring youth to silence their inner haters and bring to life their inner motivators. Mr. Scott grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, in one of the East Side's most impoverished neighborhoods. He is now a recent graduate of the University of Toledo, finishing his master's degree in education with a concentration in theory and social foundations. Christopher has a passion for motivational speaking and giving back to the community through words of motivation and his personal life experiences. Mr. Scott recently published his first book, titled 7 Secrets to Surviving College, which teaches students how to successfully prepare for their college experience. Christopher is currently on a nationwide motivational tour with plans to motivate 100,000 youth across the country by the end of 2019. Mr. Scott's ultimate goal is to continue furthering his education by finishing a doctoral program making history to become one of the world's best public school superintendents.
Ooh-wee. First and foremost, how everybody doing? Good. We here to celebrate, right? We here to celebrate. I know that's right. Listen, first and foremost, before I get started with my presentation, I have to say it is a pleasure to be here with you all. I am traveling in from Cleveland, Ohio. I had an event there last night, and so I drove in this morning. And one thing I've always found interesting about the Michigan area is it's always a hassle getting up here on the highway driving and dealing with y'all drivers, okay? So I'm not gonna say people are crazy, but I'm just say, listen, it is a hassle to get here. First and foremost, graduates, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready to get up out of here? All right, so look, let me go ahead and get started with my presentation. First, before I dive into that, I have to share I brought this chocolate ice cream with me today because this is gonna help me get some of my points across today. I knew that we are in a church, so I gotta make sure I watch what I say. All right, so let's dive into it. So just a little bit about myself. So my name is Christopher Scott. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. If you ever seen the show First 48, whenever they're on the side of town, on the east side of town in Cleveland, Ohio, that's exactly where I grew up. I was the first in my family of 7 to go off to college. I went to the University of Toledo, went there, got my bachelor's degree, most recently finished with my master's degree. Can I get a little bit of love? Just a little bit of love. Thank you. Thank you. You're too kind. You're too kind. You're too kind. Here very soon, I'm planning on going back in for a PhD in higher education. So technically, I have about 3 to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years left to go. But at this point, who even counting, right? Part of my job today, my graduates, is to share with y'all what it's going to take to make it in college. Like, I just drove in from Cleveland. I almost died on the highway fighting with y'all drivers. I have no reason to lie to y'all. I promise if you take this information I'm about to give to you, this game I'm about to give to you, and you apply it to your life, it will help you be successful in the parts that you're trying to be successful in. So let me add to that. Who in here is really trying to get to that bag? If you're trying to get to that bag in this world, let me see. Just give me some head nods. You trying to get to that bag? Okay. All right. All right. A lot of people say it, but we're going to find out for real. Let's get to it. So just a little bit about me. So again, y'all, I was the first in my family of 7 to go off to college. Coming from the hood of Cleveland, I would have never thought in a million years that I'd be going to college. And I'll never forget one of my first classroom experiences. It was one of these really big lecture halls. You talking 300, 400, 500 people in a room, like the stuff you only see in the movies. And I'm the type of kid where I like to pick the perfect movie theater seat, you know, where you're not sitting too close and you're not sitting too far back, but you're kind of sitting right there in the middle. So I kid y'all not, it's the first day of classes. I'm super excited. I'm a pharmacy major and student at this time. Like, I got my chemistry book, like my outfit fresh, everything on point. I'm ready to go. I kid you not, this older gentleman walks in this classroom, y'all, first day of classes, with this meter stick in his hand, and he starts to light it on fire. Now, mind you, this man has yet to introduce himself to us as the professor, right? So me and my classmates kind of sitting there scratching our heads like, yo, should we start running or what, right? And then we realized he was getting ready to do an experiment. So in front of the classroom, y'all, he had these 2 big red balloons. I'll never forget it. He had these 2 big red balloons, and this is the first thing he ever said to us and the first thing he ever does, right? So he goes up to both of these balloons with his lit meter stick. He lit them both on fire, and he looked out at us. He was like, okay, I need you to tell me what was inside those balloons, write an equation, and balance it. You got 5 minutes. I said, wait a minute, sir. I said, I came here ready to stand up and be like, hey, I'm Chris from Cleveland, and I like to wear cowboy hats. Like, that's what I came here ready to do. And it took me 2 years to figure out what this professor was doing, right? And this is where the student-to-student tip comes in. So if you know anything about the medical field is a pretty big deal. And the students who normally finish in these programs, they're making $80,000 to $100,000 in salaries when they're done. So my professor was trying to teach us something, y'all. He was trying to weed out those students that were just in the program just to make the money at the end of the tunnel versus those that were actually interested in the content. And let me tell you, he weeded me out of that classroom fast as you could ever imagine. When that bell rang, I was one of the first students walking, all right? So here's the student-to-student tip I want y'all to take away from that. When you are choosing your majors, I want you to go into something that you're either passionate about or something that you are good at. I'm going to say that again. I need you to go into something that you're either passionate about or something that you're good at. And I say that because that's going to be the glue to help you stick to college. Now, if you're going into something solely based on the money like I did, I grew up poor, I wanted to make $100,000. If you're going into something solely based on the money like I did, I'm going to pray for you, right? But you're going to have a difficult time because you have no real interest in that program. So let's jump back to this classroom, okay? So here I am sitting in this class. This man done asked these 3 questions. He's giving us 5 minutes to come up with answers. I'm talking about, I'm sweating bullets. I'm like, man, this is crazy. I ain't signed up for all this today. I look over to the left to see if the kid on the left can help me, y'all. He's sitting there sweating too, like, bro, I don't know what to write. But the kid on the right-hand side, he was sitting there like, I think I know what's inside those balloons. He was actually writing out those equations. He was intrigued by those questions. Before going into college, y'all, I knew that I was an educator at heart, whether it's educating in an 8th grade classroom setting or educating some seniors on what it's going to be like to survive in college. I know it's both something I'm passionate about, something that I believe I'm personally good at, and my overall experience in college has changed due to that. So again, going to something that you're passionate about, either something that you're either passionate about or something that you're good at. And if you're not hearing me when I say it like that, perhaps I could say it like this. You can't be a beast in something that you're not passionate about. You will only be average. You can't be a beast in something that you are not passionate about. You will only be average. Let me keep going. Let me keep going. Hold on. In this world, please hear me when I say this, my students and my guests. In this world, when you are uneducated, people are able to finesse you. Everybody say finesse. When you are uneducated in this society, people are able to finesse you. And I'm not just talking about the education you get in your classroom with your teachers. I'm talking about this street knowledge your brother Chris is trying to kick to you right now. So I'm telling you, you need 2 educations to make it in this world. What you get in that classroom and what you get from the streets. And when you don't know them, people be finessing you. So let's talk about some areas in our personal lives where we get finessed every day and we don't know it. Listen, I come from a single parent household. If I could just keep it 100 about my life, I come from a single parent household of 7 from Cleveland, right? And a lot of my siblings, we all have different fathers, right? And not a lot of them men decided to stick around and help my mom raise us, right? So she can't come to every basketball game that we got. She can't come to every after school event that we got. And you know what's crazy, y'all, is a lot of the times we be giving a person that's still around trying to help us get somewhere in life a hard time. But for real, that ain't the person that finessed you. That ain't the person that finessed you. Probably still out there making kids. We got brothers and sisters in different neighborhoods we don't know nothing about. Let me keep going. Hold on. Let me keep going. Somebody say keep it 100, Chris. Keep it 100, Chris. Oh, I got you. I got you. Don't you worry. Because we talking about getting to that bag, right? Because there's a lot of people that want to get to that bag, but they don't want to make the sacrifices to get to it. See, in this game, to success is going to require sacrifices. Everybody say sacrifices. And one of the biggest things that you may have to sacrifice so you can be successful, I'm about to hurt somebody's feelings, is going to be your cell phone. Listen to me. A lot of people quit. Oh, I don't want the bag that much. Listen, let me tell you something. There are a lot of students that y'all know right now across this country that didn't graduate because they didn't know how to sacrifice their cell phone. So what do I mean? So what do I mean when I say sacrifice your cell phone? Let me elaborate. I don't mean take it and throw it against the wall and break it. Like some of us is on payment plans where you're trying to pay for your phone and the bill all at the same time. So I don't need you to break your stuff. You just gotta know when to put that thing up so you can focus in class. Let me give y'all a real role play example. Let's imagine that you are all in the middle of an 8 o'clock in the morning classroom lecture in the middle of the winter on a Monday. Like it's still dark outside. Physically you there, but mentally you back in your bed sleep. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Now if your phone sound off in your pocket, now if you're anybody like me, especially if the lecture is boring, you're gonna be curious to know what's going on in your pocket, right? So what you gonna do? You're gonna go in your pocket, you're gonna look at the tweet, you're like, oh man, that's crazy. You're gonna look at that time, you're gonna look at that professor, next thing you know, you're gonna be done checked out of that classroom. I always tell students, whenever y'all in class, take your cell phone, put that thing on silent, not vibrate. There is a big difference. Please take it from a student who knows. I ain't got no reason to lie to you. And then you'll be like, all right, Chris, I heard what you said. I take my phone, I put it on silent, just like you said. Let's imagine that this one is my desk, right? You put your phone on silent, but you leave it on your desk like this. That ain't gonna work, because what's gonna happen is when that text message comes through, your phone gonna highlight, that's gonna break your concentration from that presentation. And I'm telling you, once it's gone, it ain't coming back. And he'd be like, all right, Chris, I heard what you said. I take my phone, I flip it over like this and keep it on silent now. Now this may work for some people. But if you that student that's sitting out there that got the little flashlight that go off in the back of your phone, that's gonna be another distraction preventing you from succeeding in the classroom. So I highly recommend putting your phone on silent whenever you are in class. Now y'all told me to keep it real, and I almost died coming up here, so I can't play. Along with sacrifices, because this is about to hurt. Along with sacrifices, there may be some people that you have to sacrifice so you can be successful. Real talk. And sometimes them can be the people that you consider to be your day ones. Listen to me, some of us in this room got day ones that don't even act like day ones. I don't even know why you gave them that title. Listen up. A hater can be comfortable around you when you are average. Like, I know it ain't lunchtime, but eat that real quick. Like, a hater can be comfortable around you when you are average. Like, a hater can be secretly inside your circle, your clique, your squad, your team when you are average. It is only when you start to become extraordinary when you start to figure out who your real haters are. The people that you think are your haters right now, they're nothing but decoys. I'm telling you, you ain't seen your real haters yet. Once you get serious about your life, I'm not just talking to my students. Once you get serious about your life, you stop playing around in these classrooms, you start putting in real work, showing people that you about to go somewhere, you about to be somebody, you're going to start seeing some people hate on you that you would have never thought would have been hating on you. And sometimes it'll be your closest friends, and if I'm keeping it all the way real, like all the way to the back of this room real, it might even be your family. Listen, I got a story I want to share with y'all because a lot of you students I met in my previous role as an admission counselor at the University of Toledo, and parents, what my job is to get your student on campus and get them up there. So orientation day, right, for y'all that some of y'all haven't been through orientation day, and for some of y'all it hasn't really hit you yet that this college thing is real, but let me tell you, it ain't gonna hit you until you are on campus, you get your student ID, and you get your schedule. That's when it's gonna really hit you that this thing is really about to happen, right? So for whatever reason, y'all, I got this kid that came up from Cleveland, and he wasn't just from Cleveland, he was from inner city Cleveland, and it wasn't just inner city Cleveland, it was like one of them neighborhoods that you don't go in past 7 if you don't know nobody over there, right? And so my man came up for orientation day. Now, orientation day is supposed to be the happiest day in the world for you because this is the day you get your student schedule, your student ID. Like, this is when it really started to hit you that this thing is real. But for whatever reason, y'all, at 8 o'clock in the morning, this happened 6 years ago, but I remember like it happened yesterday. For whatever reason, at 8 o'clock in the morning, this kid is on campus with his mom, and she going all the way off. Like, can I act it out real quick? All right, let me get my acting face together. All right, so you got this mom on campus, right? And she going all the way off. She like, I can't believe you done drugged me all the way out here to this school. You ain't got to come all the way out here to go to college. You can go to the community colleges right down the street. Who going to help me pay these bills back at home? Who going to help me raise your little brothers and sisters in them? Ain't nobody got time for this. Blank. And the sad part about this, y'all, was that this mom was doing this in front of everybody, man. So you're talking about the room is like 500 deep. It's 500 people in this room, all new students, and like the whole room froze, y'all. Like everybody froze, and we're all looking in that corner like, yo, is she really doing this right now? And there were some girls there too that were like, wait, feeling him. So, you know, they sitting over there looking like, and I never forget it, y'all. I hurt my soul thinking about it. I never forget that young man went over to meet with his academic advisor, and this is the person that give you your schedule. She came over, she said, okay, you got this many classes on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, here you go. Welcome to the university. Y'all, that young man looked at that paper, and he said, you know what? I don't even want to do it no more. And him and his folks walked off. And I gotta be real with y'all. I done been through a whole lot of rough stuff in my life before I really sat back and realized who've been finessing me in my world. But this had to be one of the toughest things for me to internalize. Here you have a young man from Cleveland, not just Cleveland, but inner city Cleveland, not just inner city Cleveland, but like Huff inner city Cleveland. Like one of them areas people don't make it out of. My man done did his ACTs, SATs, FAFSA, done did everything that the teachers done told him to do to be successful, to get to this point. But because his family wasn't gonna back him up, he said, I'm not gonna do it. And I gotta tell y'all, like I wanted to jump in so bad and say something to him. Cause I know what happens when you go back to the hood after your dreams done been snatched from you like that. But see, he had one of those real angry mamas. Like students, y'all ever had that one friend that you be wanting to come outside sometime? And you be scared to knock on the door because you don't know what's on the other side of that door. And I didn't want to say something positive to him. And his mama spin her neck around and say something crazy to me. And I'm trying to figure out where my glasses just went. But in all seriousness, I share this story with y'all to say this. Don't you sacrifice your education for nobody. I don't care who it is. Mama, cousin, sister, brother, auntie, uncle, boyfriend, girlfriend, nobody. Because at the end of the day, this is one thing that you can claim forever that will always be yours. And I get kids that tell me all the time, bro, they be like, Chris, I hear what you're saying. It make a whole lot of sense, but somebody got to help my mom pay these bills back at home. So I'm going to continue working at McDonald's to help my mom pay these bills. Listen, let me tell you something. I don't care how many hours you put in at that minimum wage job. It's never going to pay you for the lifestyle that you want to be able to take care of mama and yourself all at the same time, but it'll never do it. Listen, this, because I know I'm rattling up some people's feelings. This success game ain't for the soft. If you weak, get out of my room, I ain't talking to you. This success game ain't for the soft. It ain't for the weak. You got to have heart in this game. And I ain't just talking about regular heart. I'm talking about heart with a couple of K's in it. H-U-R-K-K-T. You got to have heart. While I'm on the subject, there's a lot of students across this country that didn't make it to graduation for a variety of reasons, and I got to address this while I'm up here because I don't know when I'm going to see you again. It's a lot of students that didn't make it to this point. And part of the issue is a lot of our families ain't holding us down like they're supposed to be holding us down. Can I be real? Can I be real? Listen, for the kid who want to graduate, they got a 1.5, and he comes and say he want to get into Harvard. Listen, somebody close to that kid was supposed to have been holding them down. Y'all ain't hear me. Somebody, I'm not talking about the teachers. I'm talking about somebody at home was supposed to have been holding them down. I get kids that be wanting to get into college but can't get in because their GPAs is messed up. See, hear me when I say this, students. See, as a kid, bro, I know I got somebody in their emotions in the back, but as a kid, bro, you're not supposed to want to go to sleep at 8 p.m. to get up for school, right? You're supposed to want to stay up to 2 in the morning playing 2K or Fortnite. You're not supposed to want to go to sleep. Somebody close to you is supposed to be holding you down to make sure that you go to sleep and do the things that you're supposed to do. It's called discipline. And we wonder why the kids in society is angry. That's one of the reasons why. They have no discipline. If mom is working 9, 10, 11, 12 hours a day, daddy ran off on them, who's teaching them the life lessons? You think about it, you ever come across a student, you be like, man, that's common sense. Why you don't know that? It's because ain't nobody taught it to them. Listen, let me get off of that. We ain't got enough time for all that. On your journey, my students, please hear me when I say this, y'all. I didn't just come up here to talk in front of you in a cowboy hat. I really want you to take this information and utilize it. Understand that this game, this success thing ain't just about you. It's deeper than us, y'all. It's deeper than us. If you're the first in your family getting ready to make this journey, man, it's deeper than you. You don't know how many kids in this audience right now is looking like, man, I would love to be in those seats someday. You don't see the hours that your parents put in behind the scenes to make sure that you get to this point. See, in this game, a lot of people ain't just getting finessed. A lot of people ain't just getting finessed out of their money. A lot of people, the biggest thing that people get finessed out of in this world, y'all, is their time. Let me elaborate. Let me elaborate on that real quick. Y'all in this room, y'all know somebody that's working 1 to 2 to 3 jobs and still struggling to get by. Tell me something. If I'm working 1 to 2 or 3 jobs, sweetheart, I'm working 1 to 2 or 3 jobs, I should be able to be on the beach somewhere getting fed grapes, right? But we know people that's working 1 to 3 jobs that don't even get no time to themselves. I'm talking about Christmas come around. One day throughout the year, you're supposed to spend time with your family. They working. Thanksgiving come around. They working. They can't even take time off to be sick. Some of y'all, I'm talking about some of your parents. You ain't see them when they were sitting up late looking at that eviction letter. You ain't see them when they were sitting up holding their feet because they've been on their feet for too long. This ain't about you. I understand, because I have to give this game to y'all, because I don't know who else is going to give it to you. Go to college, have fun, enjoy yourself, but don't forget why you out there. You moving for the family. This is a unit. You out there moving for all of us. And we also moving, I got to share this. We also making this moment, y'all, for a lot of the kids in our neighborhood, man, who never had the opportunity to get to this level. You see what I'm saying? The kids in our neighborhood that died early. This ain't just about you. Let me close with this. Let me close with this. Believe in your dreams. My students, my parents, my guests, everybody here, believe in your dreams. There's something out there that you thoroughly enjoy to do. Go pursue that. Believe in your dreams and be very selective on who you share your dreams with. Y'all ain't heard me, man. Be very selective on who you share your dreams with. One of the reasons a lot of people around us right now don't have dreams is because they shared them with the wrong person and they took them from them. So for example, if you have dreams of starting a business someday or going to college someday or writing a book someday, don't you take your dream over there to be slaughtered by your friends and family that has no interest in you doing that. What you gonna go to college for? You about to end up in all that debt? You ain't about to be nothing. You trying to be better than us? And sometimes what's crazy is a lot of the times the families don't be understanding that if I get the bag, we all got the bag. We on the same team. Listen, I stand before y'all now because I got to close. I stand before y'all now. Listen, I have 5 degrees. Two associate's degrees, a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and those are all cute. Don't get me wrong, those are all cute. But the most important, because I gave you 4, the most important degree that I ever received was my street degree. And see, there's no formal presentation or no formal ceremonies for the street degree. You get your street degree when you start to move different. Ain't nobody got to tell you to be on your job. You already own your job. You feel what I'm saying? That's when you start getting your street degree. I love y'all. Like, bro, I love you. You know, it's always funny when I tell a guy I love him, they be looking at me like, bro, what you on? But when I say I love you, I don't mean that I want to be with you. And that's a finesse in itself. You know, when I say that I love you, that means I care about you. I want to see you survive. I want to see you make it. I want to see you thrive. I want you to be happy. Listen, I stand before you. I have 5 degrees. I own 7 vehicles and I own 10 houses. And when I tell you I own my stuff, I own my stuff. Now let's be clear, because I don't want nobody getting this twisted. I didn't come here to share that information with y'all to brag. That's corny. I ain't cut like that. I share the information with y'all to say this, man, you can have what you want in this world, real talk. Like, you can really have what you want in this world. I didn't believe it at first. For real, I didn't believe it at first. I'm just a project kid coming from Cleveland. I didn't believe it at first. You can have what you want in this world. This hat that I'm wearing right now, y'all, this is my own personal brand of cowboy hats. You can put, man, listen, you can put anything you put your mind to. It's all about your mentality. And if you change your mentality, you will be able to change your reality. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Scott. Please let's give him another round of applause. We will now have Ms. Beals come to the podium.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Mount Clemens Board of Education, Superintendent Davis, the staff and the students of Mount Clemens High School, I welcome you to the celebration of the graduation of these wonderful students. Their presence and joy has been missed at the high school this past week, but now they're ready. They're ready to go out and make a difference in this world. Here, they learned that life is about helping others, helping each other. In their acknowledgments, the class of 2019 stated, and I quote, "We have shown our families, friends, classmates, and community members that what we can accomplish through hard work and dedication. We are changing the things that we cannot accept." Thank you, and congratulations to the families, to our staff, and all of the guests for the role that all of you played to bring in the lives of our students to make today possible. So, Dr. McFadden and the Mount Clemens Board of Education, I proudly present for your acceptance the Mount Clemens class of 2019.
Thank you, Principal Bills. By the power vested in me by the state of Michigan, Superintendent Davis, Principal Bills, I affirm these students have met all the requirements for graduation. And on behalf of the Mount Clemens Board of Education, I accept these students for graduation. Thank you.
We will now receive Ashley Nelson, who will present our Fab Five.
The Fab Five are the students with the top 5 GPAs in the class. Dante Walker, valedictorian. Nakaya Shaw, salutatorian. Soleil McFadden. Jacob Williams. And Janiyah Webb. Oh, I thought it was your turn. I'm sorry. Okay. It is your turn.
Oh. We will now call forward the class of 2019 to receive their diplomas.
Adriana Allen Bullock. Casey Allen. Detasia Bennett. Hunter Bratton. Elijah Brown. Cloud Bryant. Asiana Crampton. Sierra Davis. Kayla Gemmer. Shantanique Hurd. Nakia Hill. Imani Jackson. Samantha Johnson.
James Kimbrough. Noah Coop. Jalen Landrum. Brianna Lewis. Sally McKinnon. Ashley Nelson. Shania Osborne. Annette Perry. Roderick Roby. Esquel Rodriguez. Jade Shaw. Jamie Simmons. Destiny Smith. Sion Sylvester. Shane Thomas. Summer Walker. Delano Williams. And last but not least, we have a young woman that went back to high school after 40 years, showing us that it's never too late to accomplish our goals and that hard work and perseverance always wins. Miss Charlotte Lewis. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2019.
Thank you so much for attending our commencement ceremony. As we process out, the board will leave first, followed by the staff and the graduates.
Move it. Okay. Please remain in your seats until graduates have left out. You can meet them over at the high school. Have a wonderful day. Now will all high school seniors please remove the right tassel to the left.